Hello, welcome to the Student Seat podcast.
Hello.
My name's Ella and I'll be your host today. I'm going to be joined by Owen.
Hello, my name is Owen. You'll probably know me from the last podcast. Media Level 3 student.
And we're also going to be joined by our star guest today, which is Rich Tipple, who's a multi-award winning and upcoming film producer. We'll be talking about his upbringing, past and what it takes to be in the film industry. Hello, Rich.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you? Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Brilliant. Yes, my name is Rich Tipple. I'm the founder and owner of Cleavage Films.
Tell me about the steps that it took to you to get to this stage, because obviously you've produced a lot of short films.
Well, back in the day, I used to work for Channel 7's sister group, which was TV for Change. That was around 2009, 2010. I was working as a camera op for them and did a bit of editing, and I absolutely loved what I was doing. So, yeah, I thought I'd progress a little bit further, join a uni course, and see how far I can get.
Brilliant. So, obviously, I heard you struggled quite a lot when you was in your teenage years and your early adulthood, and you got into DJing. Do you want to tell me about that and how that came about?
Wow, this is a story. Back in the day, when I was at school, I was bullied quite a bit, and I ended up ditching school, and instead of going there, I ended up hanging about with my mates outside of school, taking drugs and drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm not proud of, but it's moulded me into the guy that I am today.
Yeah.
A couple of things I did. I got in trouble with the police. Everything just progressed. I went after the bullies that were picking on me, and some people would agree that it's a good thing to do, but I don't. Violence is never the answer. But yeah, I ended up getting arrested, ended up going to a youth offending team and started DJing. Learning to DJ, and I decided I liked what I was doing and thought I'd change the lives of other young people and help them turn their lives around.
So was that the point where your life did turn around and you found a passion for something, what you wanted to do?
Oh, definitely.
Do you reckon it was the passion that helped turn your life around? Or?
I think it was helping others.
Yeah.
You know, I was working with a lot of young people, hundreds, who were in the same position as I was in, you know, not going to school, getting in trouble, hanging about with the wrong crowds, drinking, taking drugs, and the last thing I wanted was for them to go down a downward spiral. So it was my job to bring them up and point them on the right direction in life. And it worked.
So obviously you inspired a lot of youths around that time. Yeah. That's such a good thing, obviously, for you to be able to say that you've done. You suffered from quite a few mishaps over the years as well.
Yes, well, I've suffered quite bad with my mental health in general. So to name a few, I've suffered with depression, anxiety, PTSD, that sort of stuff. And as you can tell, as a mixture, it's a ticking time bomb. You know, I used to be able to stand in front of crowds of hundreds or thousands of young people and do a motivational speech. But then it got to the point where I couldn't even stand in front of a room of 4 people without having a panic attack, and you know.
Yeah. So tell me about how you got into your uni course, what the idea.
The uni course, it took a lot of motivation to actually get put onto that. A lot of people were pushing me to do something with my life, and because of my anxiety, I was pulling back, and I thought, if I go there, I'm going to be around a load of people that I don't know, I'm not going to be able to do it. But I think that push what I had was the right thing, and that's what motivated me into starting the course. And I thought to myself, it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. You know, I absolutely loved it. It's the tutor, Dan Carter, is absolutely brilliant. He's really good with his students, and it's helped me a lot more than anybody else has in my life. Yeah. And the stuff I've learned, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So with the uni course, have you been to college before?
No.
So you went straight to uni?
Yeah, and the thing is, with me not going to school, I didn't do my GCSEs, but once I left school, I I managed to get the grades that I needed through MVQs and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I bettered myself in more ways than
And
one.
then uni took you from there.
Yeah. And I never in my life thought I'd be in this position. It's crazy.
Because obviously you're quite a big advocate for knife crime, and if you want to explain your views and how that came about with Think Twice.
Well, Think Twice, again, it's a case of wanting to help people. I decided to, you know, do a series of films, short films, based around problems what our young people are dealing with in this generation, which is anything from mental health, knife crime, drugs, alcohol, anything like that. You know, there's a downward spiral with the young people. And again, it's my job to bring it back up in the art of film. So yeah, Think Twice, Don't Carry a Knife. It was a bit hit and miss as a project. I knew that I wanted to do it, but at the same time, it's like, how do I go about this? What are the legalities of knives, and, you know, what will happen to me if I try and tackle knife crime? But yeah, doing them films, it's amazing. You know, it's gained a lot of publicity, not just regional but national. I've had Sky News, BBC, ITV getting in touch. I've had Idris Elba getting in touch to try and help and push me in the right direction to create more films like it and help other young people away from knife crime. So it's been perfect.
But you had, was it over 100,000 views on your platforms altogether?
Nowhere near it.
No, altogether.
Altogether, 40,000.
Altogether 40,000. Yeah.
And that was in the space of probably 3 months.
Yeah.
Which is, you know,
that's really
in
good,
my
that,
opinion, it's good. I was expecting like 100 views or something like that.
That is really good.
Yeah.
So I helped you out with some of the shots on Think Twice. What's your vision with helping like filmmakers who aren't as experienced as you?
Well, I want to help other filmmakers who aren't as experienced get their foot up the ladder, you know, and work their way up.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of filmmakers around here that aren't getting a chance to gain that experience. So if I can help other people, you know, work the way up, then that'll be perfect for me.
Yeah.
And with you being on Think Twice, you was perfect. You know, and that's what I like to see. I like to see a bit of dedication.
Yeah. So you did some work for Clee Academy, didn't you?
Yes.
That was regarding county lines and knife crime. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that and what you did that work for?
Well, we teamed up with the Culture House, a local charity, and as well as the Culture House, it was Justice in Motion. They're going around the UK and around the world, you know, raising awareness on knife crime, raising awareness on county lines, helping young people get away from that kind. You know, it's giving them the experience and teaching them how to avoid these kind of situations. So yeah.
You worked with the kids as well, didn't you? Didn't you show them? You filmed a lot of their assemblies throughout the weeks, and they did some course workshops with them, didn't they?
So they did, I think it was physical theatre workshops, spoken word and rap workshops. And then at the end of the week, there was a physical theatre outside, which involved parkour and actors and dancing and rapping and all that sort of stuff. And just getting that message across to the young people, I think it worked. So.
Well, obviously, if it's more physical, the people are going to listen more. If it's something they're enjoying, it's going to go into the young people's brains a lot more.
That's it. It's about giving them something they'll enjoy and something that they can remember. You know, giving them happy memories in life.
Just going back on what you said earlier, you said that your mental health got really bad and you couldn't find the motivation you couldn't do motivational talks like you used to be able to. Now, after going to uni, after progressing in your career, do you think you could find yourself doing motivational talks like that again?
I've been offered. I've had loads of people asking me, you know, to come into even a college and do talks in front of the students, and for some reason there's always that thing pulling me back. I don't know if I dare, but I think it's a case of pushing through it and battling your demons. You know, there's a lot of people that suffer with mental health. There's a lot of people, well, it's on the rise, isn't it? You know,
it's just about the pressure in it of getting up there and speaking in front of other people about yourself as well. It's not always the easiest topic.
Exactly. If it was a normal conversation, I'd be all right. But it's talking about myself and my upbringing.
Yeah.
But you just got to push yourself through these moments.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
So I noticed on your social media as well, you did something called A Lonely Place, was it?
A lonely world.
Lonely World, yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit what that was about?
Yeah, that was my very first uni project. I did that, I think, October last year, and that was basically about my mental health. I was struggling to talk about it and tell people how I felt. It got to the point where I just stayed silent. I didn't dare talk about it, and I thought, how can I get this off my chest? I've got a camera, I've got a microphone, I've got talent. So I thought I may as well put all that together and create a video, explaining how I feel and what makes me this way and how I go about battling that. And for me, I'd say going to the gym. Going to the gym is my happy place.
Yeah.
It's therapy.
Good.
So,
it's good that you get to share that through video as well.
Yeah.
Show other people.
It's not just that, it's helped a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
So many comments from people, so many emails from people saying, thank you for this has helped me. I didn't know how to speak out, I didn't know how to explain myself, and this video has hit the nail on the head.
And going off the back of that, you had some reactions from Think Twice with victims from that, didn't you, as well?
I've been in touch with the families of a couple of local victims, and hearing their story has been heartbreaking. It really has, but we stay in touch, and at the minute we're talking about doing a series of documentaries, and hopefully this will give them their chance to tell their story and let people know how it's affected not just the victims but the families that are left behind.
Yeah.
And, they're the ones that are having to suffer with the life sentence for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
It's turning a really negative thing into a film through, art, really, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's one of the best ways to get the awareness out there.
Definitely.
Because you watch it and then you can see and you can hear the emotion.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. It's totally different to, say, reading a book or reading it in a newspaper. If you've got the visuals, it'll embed into your brain a lot quicker. And it will make you think. It will make you think twice.
Yeah, it will.
What have you got plans for your future career?
Yeah. I want to get as big as possible. At the minute, I'm pretty much a one-man band, so I have to deal with a pre-production, a script writing, research, everything, DOP, editing, a lot. So what I want is to get a team of people on board. So we've got as many talented individuals as possible as part of Cleabridge Film. And eventually I want to be able to get funding so that we can create a big film, not just like a short film, but a feature film. And I reckon that would be good for the area.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So I've just gone back up in the notes as well, and we've not covered the awards you've won.
Yeah.
Do you wanna...
Well, the awards I've won, they're more from my DJing and my teaching. So I've won national and regional awards, Volunteer of the Year awards, Young Achievers Trust Awards, where I went to Shoreditch in London to collect my prize. I got £10,000, and one of the prizes was Tea and Tour of House of Lords. So yeah, I can say I've been up there with the posh folk, so to speak.
Very good.
Yeah. I've loved it. It's been a roller coaster of a life.
Yeah.
So you've won quite a lot of awards.
Yeah.
It's all there for you. You should keep going 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep rising.
I think a lot of the time I've neglected it and took it for granted.
Yeah.
But now that I think back on it, it's like not many people would get these opportunities in life.
It's like I have that life to go.
Yeah.
And you're there, and it's just.
And the way to do that is keep focused. Yeah. Keep focused, work hard, and you'll get there.
Yeah.
No matter what. I believe in you.
Thank you.
It's like, obviously you've got a lot of topics what you can speak about, what you've had in your life, what you could probably use in your video. Like, would you say like your past, like when you was a teen, and that's heavily influenced how you are now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if it wasn't for getting in trouble with the police, then I wouldn't be where I am. It sounds crazy to say, but, you know, when I went into teaching DJing and working with young people, it was just mad. You know, I went from a 16-year-old schoolboy that never went to school to working in the school that I got kicked out of at the age of 16. And it's surreal.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
It's happened, but you've come out stronger
Yeah.
than what you felt then.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm a big believer in
Yeah.
fate. I'm a big believer in destiny. And, you know, if you're a good person, good things happen.
yeah.
That's the way it is.
It's like you told us before that you've had normal jobs and all, like like a forklift driver. Was it Young's?
Young's Seafood.
Yeah. So
that was a good job. I didn't mind that. I just drove about. If you're from Young's and you're listening to this or watching it, all I did was drove around listening to music. Sorry about that.
I'm sure there's some health and safety document that says you can't do that, but
Yeah. We'll skip that part.
Oh, well. But you've gone from that to being a quite well-known filmmaker.
Yeah. And if I stayed at Young's, I don't think I would be where I am now. You know, I was there for 5 years and I was really enjoying it, but something was telling me that wasn't a place I needed to be. And now that I'm looking back on it, I'm thinking my skills were wasted at that place.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like people recognise you when you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Like I know my mum always knows who you are when she works in the bank.
Yeah.
So like when you come into the bank, she's always like, "Oh, Rich was in today." Like, people recognise you in public. You're quite well known, which you've built for yourself, which is really good as well.
Nobody's asked for my autograph yet.
No, it's coming, mate. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. I mean, I'll have it after the podcast is finished, but yeah, it's coming, mate. It's
What's
coming.
that, signing a contract?
Yeah. But no, I think you've done very good. Do you get recognised in public? Do you get people to go, "Oh, look"?
I'm far too popular. I don't know why. I walk down the street and people are like, "All right, Tipple." I was like, who even is that? You know, every 5 steps, it's always somebody saying hello to me. It's like, I can't do this. People don't want to walk with me because it's like, oh, this again.
Yeah.
If you want to watch any of Rich Tipple's videos, Think Twice, any of the Code performance videos he did, A Lonely World, any of those videos, where can you find them, Rich?
On all social media platforms. So we've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, X.
So, thank you guys so much for listening to that, and thank you very, very much for Rich for coming on and just explaining your whole life, basically. Just telling the cameras about your life. I hope you enjoyed coming on the student seat, and I hope you lot enjoyed the episode of the student seat. And that's it. Thank you, Owen, as well, for being the presenter.
And, be sure to look out, because every 3 weeks we're posting on this YouTube account and all social media platforms with different subjects. So yeah.
And be sure to look out for anything else Rich posts.
Yeah.
Go and add his all his socials. They're all going to be linked below anyway.
Go have a look.
Go and have a look. And goodbye. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you.